Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for Toronto right now, Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Carroll in at the 3 slot.
That's his first personal foul.
You know, one of the more impressive things that we know about LeBron James is that he is one of the great leaders in the NBA. His voice carries a lot of weight, and he hasn't been shy about raising his voice on social issues either. Good to see.
And both free throws good for LeBron. And speaking of LeBron's leadership, trying to will this Cavs team to a title, one of his greatest challenges.
And Kevin, the expectations are just so high. He may have had less talent around him in his first stint in Cleveland, but after winning titles in Miami, anything less seems like a step backwards.
And he gets the bucket.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Love outside. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Love's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Cavaliers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Irving attacking. And Love has it in the corner. Just 5 to shoot. And the shot is good. 6 points for LeBron.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up. And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out. This shot was made possible by DeMar DeRozan.
On defense, Cleveland. Out to the wing. Screened by Valanciunas. Lowry from outside. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Here's Patterson. Carroll passes to Valanciunas. Second chance shot. The basket drops and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers.
Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result. A big part of this run here has been their ability to hit from mid-range, guys. I mean, that's unique.
And a lot of teams shy away from that mid-range, but if you can get them off of rhythm, then you can have success.
Raptors trailed by 10. Back to Lowry. And the Raptors miss again.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Patterson dishes to Valanciunas. Cans the 12-footer.
Assist from
Valanciunas has got 5 now.
From that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
They set the pick. And Shumpert kicks to Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson.
Got him with the pump fake. Savvy move right there.
And the
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark. Brilliant throwdown.
just exerting his authority on that play.
It's stolen by DeRozan. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. .158 left to play in the first. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. .158 left in the first quarter. Raptors trail by 8. Pass to Ross. Fires the three. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. James Jones, he's checked in for Mozgov. McRae has come in for Richard Jefferson. And it's Williams in for Shumpert. And it's Dellavedova missing.
Boy, he's got a nice-looking stroke. That almost went in.
Yeah, and a lot of times he'll still knock those down no matter how good the D is. That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and you can see right there why he does. Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Always going up for the alley-oop here. No good from Ross. It's Williams with the drive. Scola with the rebound.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Outside Williams. Feeds it to Jones. Dellavedova gets a very good look and converts. And the Cavaliers lead by 7. Here's Biyombo. That's good.
You have to be disciplined on defense, Kevin. Biting on every pump fake isn't going to get it done.
Three-pointer, Dellavedova. Can't get it to go. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Cavaliers on top.
Ladies and gentlemen, your
Second quarter beginning in just a moment. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
Raptors trailed by 5. So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. Johnson is out there with Scola. Then it's Terrence Ross. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Biyombo at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Terrence Ross, an explosive young player who can really put on a show. Clark jaw-dropping, highlight reel dunks on his specialty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Tremendous athlete, great bounce and elevation and creativity. Won the slam dunk contest as a rookie.
A second chance effort. And James gets it to go. James has got 10 points.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Clock at 6. Ross passes to Biombo. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Some hang time on that rim. Puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And back to Terrence Ross. Sometimes the show he puts on is of the scoring variety. He threw in 51 against the Clippers 2 seasons ago. Great lift and form on his shot.
Mozgov, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Thompson comes in for Channing Frye. Mozgov dishes to James. Picked by Mozgov. It's LeBron with the drive. Ross grabs the board.
You know, one thing I think about with Terrence Ross is he can be all or nothing. His game moves up and down like a roller coaster or an echocardiogram. I mean, he's up, he's way up, and he's down. Look out below.
The Raptors shooting their second and third free throws tonight. And guys, we saw a nice development for James Johnson last year. He was 59% from the floor. Closest he had ever come to that in his 6 years was 46%. What a dramatic Clark improvement there.
Yeah, and I think it was all due to shot selection. He dialed back on the number of threes that he was taking the year before, and his percentage went up.
And back to James Johnson. Yeah, he improved his shooting percentage, but the rest of his game has been kind of in a holding pattern. He's averaging neither highs nor lows in any other category, and that means to me he may have flattened out in terms of reaching his potential.
Raptors trail by 5. Now here's Joseph. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Biombo kicks to Joseph. Here's Ross. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
The Cavaliers leading by 5. Irving attacking. Love the pass to Mozgov. DeRozan again. Irving launches it. No good. Nice D from DeRozan.
Talking about James Johnson, the reality is he's a role player. Like most NBA guys, he certainly can be a valuable role player, especially if he can shoot near 60% from the field again. But don't expect him to suddenly become LeBron. That's not his game, nor his ceiling.
And that one's good. Love.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
Carroll for 3. And stolen by Love. The drive by LeBron. And that one is stuffed right through.
Man, that is a great move off the baseline and a big-time play at the basket.
Fantastic reverse dunk, Clark. Had to get up high for that one.
And I tell you what, that's the kind of play that could really spark a team.
Toronto calls timeout.
And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him 5th overall back in 08, and really he had been their catalyst his entire career. Even last year when he decided he finally wanted out, he helped the Wolves land Andrew Wiggins in the trade that shook the league.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Fry comes in for Mozgov, and Smith subbed in for Thompson. The shot by Lowry, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 10. Here's LeBron. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. He has a scorching 86%.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
He dishes it to Fry. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Fry's got his first basket.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Patterson dishes to Valanciunas. Lowry has the open look. Buries it from three-point range. Lowry's got himself on the board with 3 there.
They're having much more success here in the second. After missing on a few chances that they had earlier, they've locked in and zoned in here now.
Now here's LeBron. 17 points in the game. Here's Love. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Fast break, Toronto. Patterson can't get it to go. Cleveland leading by 9. Pushing it up. It's tipped. Fast break, Toronto.
Assist from
Not fair. I mean, that is just not fair.
Went soaring in for the sweet flush. Beautiful.
This fella knows how to punch it in style.
And when he takes it inside, the points are going to come, whether like that possession or just getting to the line.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
The shot's good from Irving.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. 32 seconds left from the first half of basketball. The drive by James. The rebound by Patterson.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Here's DeRozan. Crafty move. And the layup is good. DeRozan's got 4 points in the quarter.
Defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively. And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
And we finished one half of basketball. Cavaliers lead by 10. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, your
The second half just about to get going here. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
What a game for LeBron. 19 points and 2 steals. He's given them a lot with his passing and with his defensive work.
How about the activity of those hands here today?
Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Iman Shumpert. Then it's Mozgov. Then it's James Jones. And it's Jefferson in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. From past the arc. That's good. Jefferson's got 7 points. Cavs didn't start the season as a team built around the 3, but they would end it that way.
Yeah, and after the trade for Smith and Shumpert, it changed their dynamic. All of a sudden, they can do a lot of damage. From beyond the arc.
Shoot. And Patterson kicks to DeRozan. No good on the 3. Hit his foot. And it's whistled a kick. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the 3rd. Let's go. Here's Mozgov. And the layup's good off the glass. And now a 12-point Cavalier lead.
And, you know, for the Cavs, they ended up in the top 5 and made threes per game. But they actually led the NBA and made threes per game after the trade.
And last season, the Cavs would shatter all sorts of franchise records in the 3 department. I mean, makes sense to have that many shooters on your roster when LeBron opens up so much in terms of floor space.
Channing Frye's checked in for Jones. Mozgov passes to Shumpert. No good from Frye.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Outside Lowry. And again, no good by Toronto.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Jefferson dishes to Frye. Pass to Dellavedova. On the wing, Shumpert. Just 5 to shoot. Uncovered. And again, it's Cleveland.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Dellavedova kicks to Frye. Hit his leg. And it's being called a kickball. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Dellavedova kicks to Frye. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. Frye's got the lead up to 14 now for Cleveland. Kicks it to DeRozan. To the middle. Pocket 6. Patterson can't get it to go.
You know, Channing Frye signed a 4-year, $32 million contract in 2014. And in the very first leg of that contract, promptly had his worst season in 5 years. In fact, he even lost his starting job along the way.
Cleveland leading by 14. Back to Shumpert. That's a 2 from Dellavedova. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
And it's all one-way traffic tonight, boy. They have been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get. But, again, it's just one game, but nonetheless a very impressive one, the way they've handled their business here.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Here's Dellavedova. He has 6. Cleveland moving it around. And Shumpert kicks to Dellavedova. There's Mozgov. And he banks in the layup. Mozgov's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Cavaliers have gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. Jefferson passing to Mozgov. Good. Mozgov's got 6 points.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
The feed to Dellavedova. And he goes in for the dunk.
Nice job clearing some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big foul.
You know, Kevin, you can't be pretty, though, with those second chance opportunities. I mean, just put it in the basket.
Shumpert with the steal. On up the court. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Toronto called for the foul. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively, and they've been turning those turnovers into points.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Love comes in for Channing Frye. J.R. Smith's checked in for Shumpert. And Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Here's Love. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
And it's going to be a 3-second call.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. James is checked in.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
The Cavaliers again can't hit.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. In the corner, Smith with it. And a miss there on the triple. Lets it go. Again, Toronto.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit. We'll make it. Fourth quarter might not come down to the wire, but you never know. The Cavaliers leading by 14. So for Toronto right now, we've got Johnson. Terrence Ross is out there with Corey Joseph. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Scola in the 4-man position.
You know, I don't think that was the shot they had in mind, but they'll take it.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Biyombo up top. Not enough on that one as it misses. The Cavaliers shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Down low. Stolen by Joseph. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. No good from Ross.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Here's James. And Scola pulls it down. Scola's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And it's Joseph in the corner. The dish now to Ross. Passes it to Scola. 6 to shoot. Ross against Smith. And the foul called on Bismack Biyombo. That's foul number 2 for him. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam. Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Man, you could clock his hang time with an hourglass.
Ross dishes to Scola. Goes up on the wing. Drained for 2 points.
Assisted by.
And it's 8 points now for Terrence Ross. Irving kicks to LeBron. Out to Thompson. And he's way off from outside.
You know, even against defense as tight as that, you expect him to bury those.
Yeah, I don't know, though, Clark. That defender was on him like glue on that possession. That would have been a heck of a bucket, even though we've seen him hit those in the past.
2 shots.
And guys, Bismack Biyombo, he got into a groove at the end of last season. After Al Jefferson went down, remember the month of April, he averaged nearly 9 rebounds a game, 2.5 blocks. He was all over the floor.
Yeah, and that's Bismack. I mean, he's that guy. He cleans the glass for you, intimidates shooters in the lane. He's not all the way consistent yet, but he's shown steady improvement.
Toronto calls timeout.
Talking about Bismack Biyombo, he entered the league as an extremely raw prospect, was a 7th pick in 2011. His shot and general awareness were the biggest concerns, but last season he shot over 60% from the floor. The 2 seasons before that was only 45%.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Thompson. And then for Toronto, Damari Carroll's checked in for Johnson. DeRozan comes in for Ross. And it's Lowry in for Joseph.
And getting back to Biyombo for a moment, he has the potential for a breakout year. I mean, all the physical tools you would want. He's seen enough of the game. He's worked on those skills. Now it's time to just put it all together and become the player your potential dictates.
No one near Smith as he lets it go. Smith missing again.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Love, no luck.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
James, the pass to Irving. Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got 4 assists in the game. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. It's rebounded by Cleveland. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Oh, wide open look for Love. Another miss by Love. Raptors trailed by 17. DeRozan dishes to Scola. Lets it go from deep. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Scola. And that's 15 points for DeMar DeRozan. Left side, Irving. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Scola passes to DeRozan. And that one's good.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Valanciunas comes in for Biyombo. And it's Patterson in for Luis Scola. Fades. Another miss by Love.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Patterson can't get it to go.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball. Share the sugar.
Right side, Lowry. Pass to Valanciunas. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
.141 left in the fourth quarter. The little short-range fadeaway off target. And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. I mean, would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. And the Raptors also making a change. Ross is checked in. Here's Thompson. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. And the Cavaliers lead by 16.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Cleveland.
Starting five must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
Yeah, I'm sure they weren't. They had not only lightened the load, the bench guaranteed and actually produced the win.
They sure did.
And what a huge standout performance it was for LeBron James. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Nasty. Absolutely filthy.
And the building is stunned, partner. He dug deep into his bag of tricks.
I tell you what, I hope he keeps that one handy. I want to see that one again. This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of surge.
Lowry for three. Again, the miss by Lowry. They are enjoying a commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
From past the arc. Thompson with the rebound.
And maybe, you know, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
It's stolen by Lowry. Here's DeRozan. Ross kicks to Valanciunas. And stolen by Fry. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way. I mean, all cylinders go. No question about that.